If your team keeps dropping the ball, missing deadlines, and feeling completely burned out, this video is for you. Because the real problem might not be your team, it might be your systems. Hey, it's Jessie with Greeneyedambition, where we talk about all of the unglamorous parts of running a successful event business. On this channel, we like to talk about systems, team workflows, and keeping your sanity. So today we're going to be breaking down the number one reason most event teams burn out and what you can do to stop it. Here's the truth. Most event teams are not burning out because the work is too hard. In fact, you love all the creative stuff. You like to match things together so that they're pretty and you love the end result. But the reason why we are burning out is because there's a big breakdown on communication and how we're running our business. The result of broken communication is people don't know who's doing what. You're possibly missing deadlines, tasks are falling through the cracks, and everyone is using different apps inside of your business. So there's no true visibility because some people are doing text messages while others are possibly just writing out notes. Does any of that sound familiar to you? Years and years ago, when I was starting my event business, we were using text messages to communicate only solely to each other. In fact, I was using Microsoft Word to do invoices and writing everything down for timelines. I was rewriting emails each and every time. And I was using sticky notes. I was doing everything manually inside of my business. And I was truly on the edge on any given day because I wasn't sure if everything was getting done inside of my business. And I don't want that for you. Even with all of that happening, here's the crazy part about it is that even though I was doing everything manually inside of my business, it still worked until it didn't. Once I got clear on what type of business I wanted to run, I knew that something had to change. I did not want to have to feel the anxiety of thinking that I double booked my vendors or I did not book my vendors. I didn't want it to be that people were exhausted or frustrated with working with me. I had this moment where I was like, this cannot be it. Especially when I knew the direction I wanted my business to truly go. Once I realized that something had to change, I really got locked into what those changes were. And I want to share with you today some solutions that I have been able to implement in my business that I hope can encourage you or help you with getting on the other side of it inside of yours. The first thing I did was figuring out a centralized way to communicate inside of my business, not only with clients, but also with team members, because I can't have a VA help me if I have all of the communication just going to my emails or to my cell phone. So I found a CRM that I thought was going to be helpful for me with starting this process. In today's video, I do want to talk about Relevantful because it is a platform that is awesome for those of you that have big teams or you have 3 to 4 plus team members. Venues, this is great for you. Planners, this is amazing for you because it's your all-in-one system. I do talk about different platforms on here because I don't necessarily feel that there's one better platform. I think it comes down to your business, how you run it, your team communication, your client experience, and how to have a centralized location for all of what you need to do inside of your business. I know a lot of people do not know about Relevantful that have bigger teams that are looking for something that they can grow into for 10, 20 plus individuals. That is the platform for you. The biggest reason why I recommend for you to find a CRM that's the best fit for you is because there's no reason you should be bouncing in between 5 apps to get one thing communicated inside of your business. Inside of my event business, I do use one platform that allows for me to communicate with my clients as well as my team members, assign tasks, and track progress. And I want that as well for you. The reason why it's great to have one centralized location is because it allows for everyone to see the same calendar, the same deadlines, and the same updates in real time instead of you having to text message people or call people to know what's going on inside of your business and structure. The second thing we had to do inside of my business was to really create clear responsibilities of who did what and when those things were communicated. A platform like Relevantful or having a CRM that will allow for you to do task delegation is going to be so important for you. You want it to be the task delegation is simple and clear so that you don't have people doing things incorrectly or having multiple people doing things at the same time. The great thing about having task delegation is that it allows for you to optimize your time as well as your team time instead of you all doing the same thing and not making progress. Are you struggling to lock in sales for your event business? Listen, I get it. Booking clients can sometimes feel like a challenge depending on where you are in your event business. I decided to create this free resource called 5 Days to Start Getting Your Clients that will help you with being able to learn how to market, pitch, and convert your clients so that you can start making some dollars inside of your business. This resource is perfect for newbies as well as more established individuals that are looking for some tips and tricks that can help them with taking their business to the next level. If that's you, make sure you check out the show notes so that you're able to get this free resource today. So are you ready to fill up your calendar? Grab your free copy today. You want to make sure your CRM allows for you to assign tasks to team members, give it due dates and times, add any notes, and then most importantly, you want to have it in a centralized location. There's no more that I thought you were doing that or I thought you did that. Now it's clear who's doing what and when it is due. The third thing that I got clear about was I have to think about what are going to be those repeatable activities inside of my business so that I can start to use templates. I hate having to redo things over and over again inside of my business. So I think to myself, is this an email that I'm going to be sending multiple times? If it is, it needs to be a template. If there's specific workflows, notifications, tasks, I don't want to have to reinvent the wheel each and every time. In transparency, my company is a volume model, and my goal over the next couple of months is to transition to a value-based, not a volume-based business. So to give you a perspective of a volume-based business, we are typically doing around 300 to 500 events in a year because of the quantity in which we do inside of our business. So me having to reinvent the wheel, even for 10 events or 20 events, is chaotic. So you can only imagine with the quantity in which we're doing inside of our business, how chaotic it could be if we don't have any structure or repeatable systems. So think to yourself, how do I simplify my business? You want to not put yourself in a position to have decision fatigue, having chaos everywhere. And by having some type of templates and structure, you'll have more consistency in what you do, which keeps the whole team working together and a ton smoother. I don't want you all stressed out in these streets. So for those of you that are watching right now, you may be feeling burnt out and it's only you and maybe one other person is helping you, or you might be in a position of having a team. I always tell and recommend for people to avoid burnout. There has to be structure in what you're doing and to have consistency. And the best way to have structure is to find a CRM that's going to be best for you and your business so that you're able to reduce some of the heavy lift that comes along with having a creative business. Because at the end of the day, an event planning or event industry business is a creative business. So I do recommend for you to look at what is going to be the best CRM that's going to fit for your business that allows for you to have clarity on your task, look at how you can create templates, and then also allow for you to assign tasks to other team members and things of that nature. If the best thing to get started is to think to yourself, what do I want my client experience and journey to be like, or what do I want my vendor experience to be like? This is going to be great for those of you that are working with contractors or assistants, or those of you that have businesses that you have a lot of people that are coming in and inquiring about your services. Do not wait until things are chaotic to start to make these shifts. If you're already there and you're chaotic, I recommend taking a few days to decide to actually think through what you're doing and think about how you can streamline what you are currently doing. And for those of you that are managing vendors or you're Managing team members. I do have a free resource that I'll make sure to put in the caption and description that will allow for you to download how to manage your vendors. And I always talk about this in workshops and trainings. So let's be clear. Structure does not limit your business. It actually allows for people to know what to expect with working with you, and it allows for your clients to understand what they can expect by booking you. And if you're one of those individuals in the space where you're like, I'll just do it all myself, and why pay someone to do things, and I don't need to have vendors working with me because I'm going to be the caterer, the balloon decor person, the florist, and all those things, please grow out of that and shift into how can I work smarter and not harder. Whether you're a planner, caterer, venue manager, or just a creative pro, if you have a team, you need a better way to work together through clear communication, assigning tasks, and a system that has structure. So let's be clear, burnout doesn't have to be the price of running an event business or working in an event business. When you fix your systems, you protect your team and you protect your peace. So check out a CRM that's going to be the best for you, and I make sure that I'm putting all of the links inside of the description of this video. And in the video that I'm going to be recommending for you to watch next is going to be talking about how to delegate tasks and manage your timelines without the stress. So this is Jessie with Greeneyedambition. Let's build smarter and not harder. Until the next time, peace.